What's going on, everybody? A little bit of morning ice here. This is in the Crazy Tommy C. And what's happening? All right. Should we get into the right thing? Yeah, fuck it. Let's get right into the goddamn thing. By the way, this is in the Crazy Tommy C. That's my buddy Dead on Dave, and we do hockey the Fans Way, Fans Network. On our couches, real amateur hour over here, and the amateurs are going to be at Bay. We're going to be talking about the NHL bubble team. So you can put your comments and crap like that below. Get ready, buckle up, because we don't talk about hockey like anybody else. This ain't no Doug McKenzie, Bob McKenzie, Greg Wyshynski thing. We talk about it, say fucking shit, stick around. Ah, God, awful. Sorry. I don't care. I'm aggravated, and you know why. Okay.
Yeah.
Make those intros shorter and fucking. I gotta practice them.
Carnegie Hall.
Yeah. NHL bubble teams. Let's go over them right now. I'll be honest with you, I sell it from Puck Daddy. I don't give a shit. Everybody steals from me. You know, other people have hockey channels. Ooh, I should promise myself I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, calm down.
Yeah. The other people have hockey channels. You believe that? They stole my idea. And
he stole my bit.
Stole my bit. NHL bubble teams. All right. I stole this from Greg Wyshynski. I thought it was a pretty good idea, and we're gonna go over each stupid team, and then I'm gonna yell at some douchebag, Buffalo asshole, jerk.
Sounds like a good show.
Scumbag. And the fourth team. I don't want to do it exactly the way Puck Daddy did. The Calgary Flames. 89 points.
Oh, we're starting in the West. Okay.
Third in the Pacific. Calgary Flames. On a scale to 1 to 10, how bad don't you want to play them?
I do not want to see them first round. No question.
All right.
No question. I want to see what they're going to do in a 7-game series before I even have to sniff them in the second round.
It looks to me, because they're in a bizarre position. You know, they're one of those teams that they're pretty much behind the two wild card spots. The wild card spots are 90 and 95 points. So when they jump over the Kings, they actually jump to third in the Pacific. And I suppose there's a chance that Vancouver would jump out. But so you're looking at it's a weird situation so I would assume that we're looking at a Nashville, St. Louis, Chicago, if they get their act together in the last couple games matchup. Yeah. Let's see. What three would play? We'll see. Like if one plays,
plays 8, 2 plays 7, 3 plays 6,
8,
4 plays 5.
Yeah. So we're looking at, I guess
right
St.
now
Louis.
It's Nashville, Calgary, it's Anaheim, Winnipeg, it's St. Louis, Vancouver, and Chicago, Minnesota. Those would be the matchups today.
What would be Calgary? What though?
Calgary, Nashville, and that's a bad match for Nashville.
Yeah, it could be the worst thing because you got a team with nothing to lose with a team that's lost a lot of steam.
Yeah,
and really,
you do not want to play them.
One of the things we've noticed about the Nashville Predators, is they're very much dependent on their rookie Forsberg.
Yes,
as Forsberg scores, so the Nashville Predators win. Nashville Predators have had a fantastic season. I don't want to underscore what a fantastic season they have because they're on a bit of a slide lately. Oh, they have turned it around with the 6-3-1, but they're not the dominant force they were earlier in the season.
No. And they still can't score in the power play. And you can't do that in the playoffs. You're not winning.
You're done.
Plain
You're finished.
Fucking simple.
You have to take advantage of momentum.
Yep.
And when the other team takes a penalty, that's the momentum shift. And
I think it's fair to say you go as your power play goes in the playoffs. I think it's very critical.
I would say more so goaltending, but special teams I think becomes huge. Penalty killing, I think I would say goaltending first and special teams second, both power play and penalty killing. And the thing with Calgary's got nothing to lose. I would not want to draw them if I were Nashville.
No.
This is a team that I wouldn't want to get in there. I mean, to be perfectly honest with you, I think the best case scenario is for Dallas to get hot. I think they'd get crushed and blown out, but that doesn't look like it's going to happen either.
No, Dallas is falling off here because they'd have to jump friggin' LA just to get to Winnipeg. So
the upside,
I don't see that happen.
The upside of Nashville playing is Calgary has no playoffs experience as well. They have rookies. These guys could kind of tank under the pressure, but I can see that happening to Nashville a little more because they're expected to do better just because of the place they are in the Western Conference. So
I just don't think they're as good as their record indicates. I think
get
that's
that feeling
the thing.
sometimes too. I think they're as good. I don't think it's been put together quite yet. I think Nashville's a team of the future. I really do believe that.
Oh, absolutely.
With
and they were great in the beginning of the year.
You can make an
argument.
argument.
Teams didn't have their feet underneath them, but now they're skidding. They're not the same team.
They're a lose it to win type scenario. I think they have to lose. They have to learn to lose. And Calgary, on paper, should get crushed, but they've got nothing to lose. They've showed tons of heart. All these bubble teams have shown tons of heart. Even
they're going to hit them in the mouth.
Even teams like Florida and Dallas, you know, have just stayed in it to the very end. Of course, the great Ottawa story. This is really fantastic stuff. All right, let's move to another team. The Boston Bruins. Now, the Boston Bruins, of course, have been in 2 Stanley Cups in the last 4 years. They are at one point the envy of the league. They're a little bit like the Los Angeles Kings, where they turn into the Bruins. They have been very strong, even dominant in stretches. Yeah. If the playoffs started today, who would they face dead on, Dave?
Montreal, because they are the 8th seed, and Montreal is the 1 seed right now. So Montreal, Boston, and that's not that's a dream matchup first round for us. I think. My God. Just for all the history.
It's a dream match for the first round. Frenchie Ben called in, and he said that he would actually like a scenario like that. I completely and totally disagree. I don't want a team that you don't want to get the best out of Boston. And I think the Boston,
and that's the one team that could bring it out of them.
Yes. Yeah. And now, Frenchie Ben also meant, another team we're going to bring up in a little bit is the Ottawa Senators and their story.
Oh, God, let's talk about Ottawa.
Well, historically, Montreal doesn't match up against Ottawa. But I got to be honest with you. I want Ottawa more than the Bruins because Ottawa,
right now, yes.
Let's flip to Ottawa then, because we went over the strengths and the weaknesses. Yeah. Boy, I'm really off today. Fuck it.
Ottawa's been exposed, my man.
Yeah, I think
you guys exposed them, and then they've been beaten by terrible teams in bad fashions the last 2 games. Ottawa's exposed.
Yeah, Ottawa's exposed. They went. Look, they got to win on Montreal. They won a little bit of run, but not against elite teams. And they're running on this kid. I wouldn't say he's unproven, but he's definitely unproven for the long haul. This Hamburglar character, and it was a great story. And a lot of it has to do with, let's not forget Mika Zibanejad and some of the effort that he's put forward in recent games. I'm not trying to knock what they've done, but I simply don't believe they have the talent. One of the
they don't have the talent. Sometimes it takes more than faith,
I was against the Paul McLean firing. And now David Cameron's got a lot more out of these guys than Paul McLean did, maybe because it's a new voice in the locker room. Maybe because he's a Jesus freak. Maybe because he's has problems with throwing hamburgers in the ice. A big dummy.
Yeah, I don't know.
But
feed the hungry.
Yeah, feed the hungry. Oh God, that's so annoying. But I got to be honest with you, Montreal. Whatever regular season problems you've had with these guys in recent history, why give Boston something to go at, something to get pumped for? Like, all right, we had a rough season, but we're going to take it to Montreal.
They're going to get that series will go at least 6. Montreal, Boston will go 6. I think they sweep Ottawa. They would. So sweep for Montreal. Montreal wants Ottawa to get hot here, but I don't see it happening. That's what Ottawa's done.
Absolutely. Another team on the bubble is the Winnipeg Jets. Winnipeg Jets have shown heart and just absolute complete. If I can steal a line from Mick Foley, testicular fortitude.
And they're plucky.
Even during a crisis in the locker room with the Evander Kane. These guys are a very close, tight-knit crew. They are in the second wild card spot in the Central Division. I assume they would play it looks like they would probably play Anaheim. Well, no, they would play.
Yeah, today they would be playing Anaheim.
Well, Anaheim has 105 points, so why would they play?
Yeah, they're number 1.
They're number 1. Nashville's number. Oh, okay. Excuse me.
Winnipeg is number 8.
I thought this was a good idea to broadcast early. Turns out it wasn't. So they would be playing Anaheim. I think Anaheim could get over on Winnipeg. I do too.
I think 5 games.
But no, this is where I disagree with you. I think it's going the distance. I think it's going the distance because that is just because of what Winnipeg showed me to make the playoffs. If they were to make the playoffs, they are in a big battle with Calgary. With the Los Angeles Kings right now, and really Calgary in a roundabout way. No, I do. I think they one of these things where Anaheim, with their lack of goalie experience, and they have kind of weird goalie situations over there in Anaheim. I think this would be a long series. Maybe even take enough out of Anaheim to get clipped in the second round.
See, I look at it like this: Winnipeg does nothing at an elite level. Nothing. They do nothing great. Yeah. They do some things good, but they do nothing great, and they don't have a transcendent player that can say, like Andrew Ladd, great player, very good player, but he's not the guy who's going to say, get on my back, guys, I'm winning the series.
He
might be able to steal a game for you, and that's something you need against a good team, because Anaheim is a really, really, really good team.
Yeah,
and they don't do anything particularly fantastically either, but everything's solid.
I got to be honest with you. I think not having that go-to, I mean, you always want that guy to say, get on my back, but I think in a situation, and the type of team that Winnipeg's built, where it's very family-oriented, the team's really tight. If you get out of line, they will throw your shit in the freaking shower. I think that's actually a little bit of advantage going up against a team like Anaheim that is just stocked full of stars. And compound that with very little playoff experience for the goalies in net, a lot of questions, nervousness. The way Anaheim's collapsed in other playoff series when there's one of the elite teams in the NHL in the regular season every year, I think it's a nightmare scenario. Well,
I think for their sake, they want to get into that 7 spot, because I think they would give Nashville fits as well. I think Winnipeg matches up way better against Nashville than they do Anaheim, and I think Calgary can give Anaheim fits too if they drop to the 8th seed. I'm still looking at LA knocking one of these teams out, Calgary or Winnipeg, and I'm not sure which one. I really can't call it right now, but I have a feeling LA is going to become LA for the last 5 games of the year.
Okay.
I don't know why. Maybe that's just blind faith.
And that leads to the Los Angeles Kings, and that's the reason I left them for last. It's a no-brainer. You don't want to get the Kings. The Kings have a lot of heart too. They're the Voinov thing hurt them. You can see it. Drew Doughty only has like 3 or 4 goals this year, but the Kings have the experience. They are always whenever they are backed up against the wall, they always seem to find a way. It's still a reasonably young team. Yeah. They're getting better production from Kopitar and Carter, and that's really what they need to do. If they get the production from the Kopitar Carter line, the Kopitar line, they're going to win. They're a win. They're a team that has 2 Stanley Cups in the last couple of years. The team is relatively together since the 2012. It's still pretty much the core of the team. It's not like they lost a big chunk of their team.
Very true.
The difference between the 2 Chicago teams that won the Stanley Cup are dramatically different hockey teams that were sort of rebuilt and put together. That is not the case with the Los Angeles Kings. They're one of the best coach teams in the league, and they believe in them, and they're willing to move forward.
They got Jonathan Quick in the pipes.
They have Jonathan Quick, and even in yesterday's loss to the Chicago Blackhawks, the first.
I want to talk about that for a second too.
Sure. Even the loss to the Blackhawks yesterday, there was at times that Quick was putting on a clinic. Yeah. But it was just too much because they were allowing, and I think this is where Voinov comes in. They were allowing Chicago to get in those dirty zones. So I think Los Angeles is probably going to pull it out, unfortunately, for Winnipeg. And Anaheim, Los Angeles series, I'm saying Los Angeles in 6.
Oofa.
Really?
Yeah, I would say the same.
The goalie matchup means something there because you have a superior playoff experienced goalie that may be the best goalie in the world versus 2 guys that really have not shown us that they can win serious games. And we don't even know who's their starter in Anaheim.
No, they don't.
We don't even know where they're going with that.
If you have 2 mediocre goalies, it just means you don't have any goalie at all. It's just really how it is.
I say the Ottawa Senators are probably the best team to play if you have to. The bubble teams, I would put the Calgary Flames right below that, but they're really more tied with the Winnipeg Jets, the Boston Bruins, and number 1, of course, the Los Angeles Kings, of the worst teams you don't want to catch in the playoffs for whatever reason if they manage to make the bubble. Last question for you in this bubble race. This year more than other years, we've seen stuff going on in the last game. Last time I remember it was the Columbus Blue Jackets, the Detroit Red Wings. Looks like the Red Wings were going to slip into a playoff oblivion. They'd made it like 19 years in a row or whatever it was. Is it healthy for the league? This is something I just thought off the top of my head. Is it healthy for the league that they have so many important races that have nothing to do with the elite teams in the NHL? Is that a problem, or is this healthy and normal, and it gives everybody sort of equal attention. Because I got to be honest with you, at this point, I'm starting to watch the Calgarys and the Winnipegs a little more on Game Center because that's more interesting on who makes the playoffs at this point. What do you think of that? Is that good?
Yeah, I think it is good. I think, look, whenever you have teams that normally are not in the spotlight that are making runs and making waves, it is good because not only does it get the fan bases of those teams more into these games, which is good for the league, but casual fans who may not only be seeing like the Bumpkins. Now they have a team to root for because they associate with them a little bit more. I think it's a really good thing that, look, you want better teams in the league, plain and simple. When you have more talent emerging and you have stars that are starting to emerge and teams that are really becoming hot for the future, it can only be a positive.
I got you.
Here's the thing, though. Going back just a second, if LA does not make the playoffs, it's because of that loss last night.
Yeah, you got to wonder.
They needed that win against Chicago.
They didn't get the production from Kopitar and Carter, and
it's a big one.
And I think that's really the problem. And they allowed an elite NHL team to get in places where they cannot be.
Can't do it. But they needed that win desperately. They got Edmonton, Colorado, Vancouver, Edmonton, Calgary on the second to last game. That's a huge one. And San Jose to clean out the season. So they do have a favorable schedule here. But I don't know if they needed that one against Chicago to be a defining moment. And losing to Minnesota before them was not good either.
And combine that with that goon over there. What's his name? Derek England. Who spells his name very strangely. You combine that with the 2-goal effort from him. They go down by 1 point, including this game. Yeah, sure. It's playoffs right now. It's the playoffs for
it is
the playoff teams, or the bubble teams. And the good thing is, like, everybody's kind of got their own story. Ottawa's got a great story. Winnipeg's got a great story. All these guys have great stories. And I do think it's good, but I do think it takes attention from teams that already make the playoffs. But the good news is the season's almost over, so maybe that's
this is what you want to focus on. The teams that the elite teams, the big franchises, we know they're in the playoffs. We got 5 teams that have clinched their spots. And guess what? They're all bigger teams aside from Nashville, who's just now becoming a powerhouse now. But Montreal, New York, Anaheim, Tampa, we know these teams. Even Tampa, who's emerging this year, you still know the stars for the past couple of years on that team. Man, I just spit a lot. The stars on that team like Stamkos. He's been emerging for a long time. So you have these teams that are now there. We don't need to talk about them to the playoffs. It's not a big deal. They've stamped their ticket. Now it's becoming about those teams who are going to get in and who could possibly play spoilers for those elite teams. And that's a good story.
Absolutely. All right. Here's what I worry about with this stuff. Getting used to the relegation system they have in soccer. There's the teams that play at the top that go to the Champions League. There's the teams in the middle that really don't have anything. And then there's the teams at the very bottom that whether they go to the first league or the second league. And I always found it very bizarre that we're sort of paying more attention towards the end of the season, whether somebody goes up or down. I just don't want that to happen in hockey. I find it a little busy. I think that I feel like it's healthier or just a little more interesting if we're not focusing on. I mean, admittingly, they're not bottom dwelling teams, and it's not like some local team's going to go, or like Frankfurt's going to go to the minors like we have over here, or the second league. If you don't know this, in Europe, with almost all sports leagues, including hockey, if you finish in last place, you go to the minors. Yeah. Think about that. I don't have time to get in the relegation.
I kind of like that. Yes, but I don't think it would work in the NHL. Well, I don't think it would work in the NHL.
It wouldn't work in the United States, and I wouldn't want it to. And the reason it wouldn't work in the United States is because Europe was built this way. This is how they started very early in professional sports, and professional sports grew in a different way than professional sports in the United States. Another problem with it is, you can go to first to Stanley Cup, last to Stanley Cup. That shit don't happen over here because, and I'll be honest with you, with unfair business practices. There's no salary cap and stuff like that in soccer. It basically keeps the teams on the top, the teams in the middle, and it keeps the bottom the bottom. They go up and down from the first and second league. I definitely don't want that. I'm not saying that, but I just I find it weird. He goes I'm cheering for this team that's may not finish last and might not get relegated. And it's just this sucks. But the way they look at it over here is okay, you're an idiot, American, because everybody has something to root for. I don't know.
I don't know. I'm not sure.
It's so foreign, and I want to root for a champion. I want a clear-cut champion. To me,
and borrowing anything from soccer to me is not a great thing because you're talking about a sport that's predicated off of talent.
I wasn't suggesting that. This feels like rooting for soccer.
Yeah,
for me.
No, I get it.
Yeah, that's. I know that's not going to happen. I wouldn't want it to. I think the franchise system is superior to Europe. And sure. I got to be honest with you, the only reason the Europeans hold on to it is because that's the way things grew.
It's easier to corrupt.
Yeah.
It's easier without a salary cap and without rules and regulations. They can do what the fuck they want, and they do.
Yeah. All right. Okay. And I just want to talk about why I didn't do a show yesterday. I apologize, everybody. I did not get to do a show yesterday. It was school, and there is massive shit going on in our community that me and Dave are trying to resolve amicably. And and plus school and what have you. So I think for the meantime, I'm going to make an announcement. Scheduled live shows will be at 4:30 Eastern Standard Time, and they will be announced. I can tell you absolutely for sure that tomorrow that we will have a show at 4:30 Eastern Standard Time. Otherwise, you can expect In the Crease Monday through Thursday, either pre-recorded or not. You know what I mean?
Yep, absolutely. I'm with it.
I don't know. Dave, you talked me into going live now, and I'm uncomfortable.
Maybe that wasn't a good idea. I apologize.
Yeah. I'm uncomfortable with it because because Dave said no. I don't even think it was a bad idea. Dave's like, just broadcast live now, because what we do is we record it live and then we release it to the public. Broadcast live now, and then if
maybe we'll get a caller.
But I'm sorry, I think it just sends a really confusing message.
I apologize for that.
So we can promise In the Crease videos from Monday to Thursday. They will get done one way or another. But as of now, the live show, the long show, the show we're going to take calls on, will be at 4:30 Eastern Standard Time. Definitely. If there's any changes, like there is going to be next week where I'm off of school, we're going to do 4 straight shows.
Sure.
So we're going to start doing pre-recorded shows earlier, and we apologize, so you can call in Wednesday and get in the chat Wednesday. Listen, we'd love to do them all live, but we're both here in Europe, and it just doesn't work, and employment and school and things of that nature. So we don't want to alienate anybody. So that's pretty much how we're going to play it.
That's how we're going to play it.
That's how we're going to play it. Because right now, people are logging. It's like, they didn't tell me you didn't go live. I just thought of that. And like, Tommy's a douchebag. Well, speaking of douchebags, I get tweets and I get death threats.
You get death threats
often. Not that this is a death threat, but I don't know if you heard my my sort of rant on
the Buffalo thing.
On the Buffalo thing, and I don't have any ill will towards the Sabres or didn't. And because, I grew up very far from there. And, they're a bunch of losers, like 4 Super Bowls in a row. It's just a history of dark. It's like the city, just dark, dingy, and a bunch of fucking losers. So and then I make a song for a player. Like I make fun of a song about a player I like.
Yep.
Zamas Giggin songs.
And we get blasted for it.
And we get blasted for it from Latvians. Not so much. It was like split from the Latvians. Most Latvians who spoke English got it. And Buffalo Sabre fans. For reasons I can't understand, nobody was. Did we say once that this guy doesn't belong there? It's a joke that he's in. We never said that. We said,
no,
hey, they got around the system.
I
think I like Zamis. I think he's a class act.
Look, I like Buffalo. I think it's a great sports town, but they're fucking touchy.
Yeah, what a bunch of bitches over there. What a bunch of bitches. Touchy. I mean, like I make fun of the rap song because it's funny that a bunch of white guys are making a rap song about a white hockey player. That's funny to me.
Call out the fan base for doing something utterly repulsive.
Yeah. So I went on
we're the bad guys.
I went on a rant. We do an hour and a half news show on Sunday, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard, and I go on. I hear this. I find out that during the Battle of the Tank series, I suppose they're calling it. It disgusts me to even call it that. Phoenix versus Buffalo. That Buffalo Sabre fans, the few that decided to show up, who were probably all drunks and losers, actually cheered when Arizona scored. And I think that's repulsive. Absolutely. I think the type of people that like that like diving. Like they're pro diving. Because it's really the same thing. Yeah. Oh, we're going to out-strategize them. So, I stand by
what I say. They won round 2, by the way.
Annex Buffalo, Canada. I want a European attitude where it belongs in a European wannabe country. or a pseudo-European country like Canada. Just kidding. I love Canada. I do love Canada, but they're openly a pseudo-European country. Buffalo,
pseudo, yeah, sure. They speak French there.
Diving and tanking is strategic in Buffalo, and this I'll show you. I get these all the time. I don't know why I'm concentrating on this asshole, but
I don't know.
He
Asshole's an asshole. I don't know.
I'm a jerk too. I don't care. Your show is absolute garbage, right? So I look at his tweet, and I see that he's rooting for he's rooting for the Coyotes to win, so his team can be bigger losers. Pro diving, jerk off, and he posts. Was this on the 27th? Was it they played the 25th? He retweeted
the first time they just played again.
He retweeted Yotes win from the Arizona Coyotes. This is on his site. He retweeted that, and he has this really interesting argument with me. He goes, shows after garbage, and I wrote him back. I could never live up to the class and skill of NHL Sabre fans. Just can't be fans like that, And he wrote him. He called me a dyslexic alcoholic fuck.
Well, he's half right.
Yeah. No, he's actually all right. 100%. Yeah.
Oh god.
Yeah, it's like, and then he's like all these like millennial Generation X douchebags. Like I told him, I was like, you root against your own team. You're a piece of shit.
Yeah.
You're a piece of crap if you root against your own team.
Absolutely.
A piece of crap. Like,
Absolutely.
Well, it's better for them to get Connor McDavid. That's like saying it's better to dive.
Right.
So further showing
they draw a penalty if they dive. What the fuck? Where does the line end? You fucking douche.
Yeah, you're a douchebag, and Buffalo Sabre fans are scum.
Yeah. At least the ones cheering.
Yeah, they're scum, and you're scum. You're rooting for this. You're rooting for your team to lose.
Let's put it in perspective for a second.
You know what kind of city roots for players to their own team to lose? Teams that have lost 4 Super Bowls in a row. You know what? I was always a big defender of no goal and how bad the Sabres got screwed in '99. I have a new opinion on it. Good. I'm glad you guys lost, and I'm glad your greatest player Dominik Hasek won a damn cup in a good team like the Detroit Red Wings, where he belonged to the class organization and not a bunch of losers. Losers in Buffalo. Losers. If I'm a dyslexic alcoholic fuck, at least I have the dignity not to root for a tank, you jerk. WNY Sports 716. What a scumbag. Here. Here's what the other guy. This is the thing that really gets me about this jerk off. He writes me back and he says, "Look," he starts the conversation off. "Oh, you're a piece of garbage." So I go right back at him, right?
Yeah.
And I fucking own him like I own everybody's face. And he goes like, "I could stoop to your level and be so ignorant." Wait a minute, you started off calling me names. Now you call me ignorant. But let me tell you something, bitch. I'll fucking own you. I'll own your face. I'll own your ass. You call me up, you debate me, I will make you cry. And when I'm done embarrassing your stupid loser city's ass that belongs in Canada and not in the United States, when it'll be on for all people to remember. That New York 716, whatever his stupid loser, rooting for his team to lose, will be there for all of eternity. Because you're a loser. A fucking loser.
How are you going to come onto this show?
All right, douchies. I accidentally shut XSplit off. Loser! Absolute disgusting.
Sure.
Losers.
let's put it in perspective real quick. Okay. The battle of the two worst teams once again faced off again last night. But this time, Buffalo wins. Mm-hmm. It's in Arizona. Guess what? Arizona fans didn't fucking cheer the loss.
Class.
You know why? Because you don't do it.
Class.
Because you don't.
What a great hockey city. What a great hockey city. I bet Patrick Kane doesn't miss Buffalo at all, does he?
Right, I'm telling you, man.
No, what a loser. You know,
why would he?
He's living there. He's beating up fucking cab drivers. He left to become.
Why he just goes back there to play in beer leagues in the summer?
Yeah, he goes back there. He's ashamed. You should be ashamed. And before I get any no, Buffalo fans are like that. Well, I'm not talking about you then, so shut up.
Yes, we're talking about the douchebags that cheered their own fucking team's loss.
Jerk off. This fucking jerk off. WNY Sports 716 should be WCA for Canada. Move to Canada, you un-American prick. Rooting for losers. I'm ignorant. Let's break this down. I'm ignorant because I thought it was disgusting to root against your own team. That doesn't make me ignorant. That makes me have an opinion. And if you don't like the statement, fuck you. Fuck you. You can't sit there like, I'm not going to stoop to your level. You did. You started it, stupid. And I'll tell you something else. Call me up. All you bitches that I fucking own on Twitter, that I fucking own on YouTube, that I fucking own on Facebook. All you bitches do this. You come back and say, I'm not going to stoop to your level. After you start shit with me. Am I not right, Dave? Is this the first time this has happened?
100%. No, this is not.
Right. And what happens is you don't call. You don't call because you know I'm right. You know I'll make you look stupid. You know I will embarrass you. I'll have the whole fucking world to remember. Hey, and you know what I'll do too? Because you'll end up blocking me on fucking Twitter. Whenever you fucking take the high road, I'm gonna play this fucking video. I'm gonna watch it on Twitter. I'm gonna watch it, and then you're gonna say something where you get your nose up in the air. Oh, I'm not ignorant. Oh yes, you are. Here's the video from fucking 2015.
Boom.
Bang. 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 I've owned better people than you. I've owned
You've been blocked
Ryan
by
Lampert.
People.
I owned his face. Owned him. Made him look like the bitch that he was.
And subsequently got blocked. But yeah, the owned kid.
And I blame them for this too. Because there's so much fucking press on the tank wars and stuff like that. They're the ones that came up with it. They got actually people rooting for their own team. Nobody's tanking.
And let me tell
you something. I'll tell you something else. Here's what my ignorant ass is going to tell you. All right, I'm going to tell you this right now. When your team starts doing incredibly bad or finds a way not to get fucking Connor McDavid, or something goes wrong in the draft, or maybe they do something crazy, I'm going to rub it in your face the rest of your life, because I'm an Irish American drunk dyslexic fuck, and I hold a grudge for the rest of my life. And,
you know how disgusting this truly is? They're not even rooting for a guaranteed shot at getting McDavid. They're rooting for a 20% chance to have the opportunity to draft him.
I don't want any of those kids.
How disgusting is that?
No, here's the thing.
That's disgusting.
Jeff told me that the bottom team is guaranteed 1 or 2.
That's not true in other drafts that I know of. I know that's not true.
Jeff found that out. He's the newsman. He's the blues man.
That's true?
I don't know.
How are they guaranteed 1 or 2 if it's a lottery?
I don't know. You get ping pong balls. You get more balls. You get more balls.
How you finish determines how many ping pong balls you get in the drum. Just like basketball, as far as I know. You're not guaranteed 1 or 2.
Yeah, but you can't get like it's in other words. So you get the first draft pick, and let's say the first round draft pick is not the worst team in the league. The second one automatically goes to the worst team in the league. According to Jeff,
garbage.
Well, it actually might encourage tanking.
That would encourage
tanking. That system needs to go. It's just got
basketball doesn't.
It has got to be a straight up lotto.
Yeah,
it's got to be straight up. We got teams through. Like I mean, honestly, and I believe Wyshynski and all them have caused this sort of rooting for losing.
I wonder if that's true. I mean, I'm not saying Jeff's wrong, but that seems really weird.
I don't know. We'll find out.
I've never heard of that.
It's too lazy to look it up.
It almost doesn't make sense.
Too lazy to look it up.
It almost doesn't make sense. I'm going to definitely look it up.
I hope you're right. God, and if he does, I hope you're right, and it's fucked up, and Jeff made a mistake, and I can just rub it in this kid's face. I will open after this bitch blocks me. I will open another quit just to let him know I'm still there. I will never forget this shit because I'm petty.
So I mean, look, they're guaranteed they're going to get a great player or a just as great player, but still, I mean,
I'm petty, you know.
It's a little bit, but it's okay.
I like it.
You have a long memory.
Yeah. Lots of hate.
Good old Irish hatred.
Hatred.
Mixed with American ingenuity. That's a dangerous combination.
How dare you call my show garbage? It's the best.
It's the best.
Best. Everybody likes me.
Right?
Yeah. I've made so many friends since I started doing this. You fucking losers. Buffalo. Now, congratulations. Congratulations, Buffalo. Congratulations, Buffalo. I hate you more than Vancouver, the Habs, the Islanders, the Devils. Well, actually, I don't even hate they're just rivals. I hate there's certain teams I hate, and I fucking hate Vancouver and I hate Pittsburgh. And guess what? I've got more respect for those losers than you. Losers. Don't say that now. We're going to be winning in a couple years. Buffalo never wins, no matter what players they have, no matter how good the team. They always find a way to blow it. Just like their football team.
Absolutely.
Jim Smelly over there sucking. Big smiles, 4 Super Bowls in a row. Team was so desperate they hired Doug Flutie.
You know what? I don't think that's right. What he said, what Jeff said,
no.
Because I'm looking at the lottery simulator with the odds in it. The odds wouldn't be calculated.
Why would they have a simulator? Yeah.
There wouldn't be odds would not be calculated this way, 20%, because it doesn't make any sense. I'm still trying to find out 100% definitively.
Well, Jeff's fired if he's wrong. Jeff's fired. Here's another thing. That's a good point, Lauren Darkin, who's in the chat right now. Here's the thing. You get why don't you this is my dream. This is my dream because the new players they're just except for Connor McDavid. He's like they're a bunch of pussies that think the world should kind of work for them.
Well, you know what? He's right.
They're like the type of people that would root for their team to lose to get a higher draft pick, you know? And look what happened to Edmonton, Saberman. What happened to Edmonton? What was it? They had 3 first-rounders? Where are they at? Oh, the Edmonton Oilers have tons of talent. If they could only put it together, they didn't. This is no guarantee for you. I hate Toronto now, too. I think
I might have read the exact same thing Jeff read. Because the 2 worst teams in the NHL faced off in Buffalo, each of the last place, and a company guarantee of drafting either Connor McDavid or Jack Eichel. So that's the only thing that I can see.
You're fired.
So he might be right here, but God, that sucks.
That's a terrible rule.
That's a terrible rule.
Because we're getting what we have now. We're getting team players.
Because that would encourage tanking.
They say Jack Eichel's everybody as good as McDavid. You know?
Yeah, you know what? He's played in a good college team too.
He likes
a little bit more seasoned.
He drinks underage, which makes me like.
Oh well, he shouldn't draft him.
Yeah. Well, I guess we'll take a call. How about that?
Sweet.
Lauren, you're on the air.
Hey,
Lauren Durkin.
What's happening?
Just the little comment I leave is fuck Buffalo, Toronto, Arizona, Edmonton.
And fuck this guy that called my show garbage. How about that? Terrible.
Well, teams that need the guy and Jack Eichel, who are trying their best to win, and they just lose because they just don't have enough scoring depth down the ice. I mean, you take a look at teams like New Jersey; they're trying to win.
Your team's trying to win.
Yeah.
You're like, what a bunch of idiots.
We just can't close out those overtime wins.
Yeah, the only thing is, I don't think there as much rebuilding needs to go on in Carolina. I think they need some coach. They need to bring in some better coaching.
Last year we got a fucking Hayden Fleury, who's going to be a really good defenseman coming up to the Hurricanes.
Yeah, and they were smart, and they put him down. Is he in junior or in the minors right now, Fleury?
My
point is they didn't bring him right up, which is always a big mistake. You got to develop. You let these guys develop. You don't need to bring up an 18 or 19-year-old. You don't need.
Of course, that's the best thing. Is you always develop them in the minors, and then when you bring them up to HL, you still let them develop.
For a non-hockey area in Carolina, you have a very good organization.
Yeah.
That does care a lot, and they've already. You guys did win a Stanley Cup, which I never thought was coming. So, Yeah, I think you have the Stahl brothers. I think there's less to build there, but I mean, or not as much redo. But I think they need a new attitude change, and they need to make some moves, big moves to impact the team. You agree with me, Dave?
Oh, 100%. I think Carolina's got a really good chance of turning things around in the next couple of years. They do some things very well. It seems like they got some good special teams talent on the team at the very least, so they're at least responding to coaching, and that's a good sign.
No, it is.
And having the Stahl brothers doesn't hurt.
It's a good guy. There's some good guys over there. There's some good guys. It was really tough because, I
right
felt
now,
bad.
the guy on the team that I would say pound for pound best player right now on the team. It shows the most heart, dedication, and tries to do what he can to help the team win is Nathan Gerby. Here's a guy that used to be a part of Buffalo that they didn't want because he showed too much heart, I guess, for some reason.
Lauren dropping knowledge and Burns.
Yeah, Burns. Ouch.
Oh, yeah, and fuck you, Buffalo. Guess what? We took a Stanley Cup, you didn't.
Yeah. and how long have your team been in the league? What, since fucking 1997 is the start? Or
97.
97, and they already got a cup. Look at the Buffalo Sabres. Look at the class of the organization of the Carolina Hurricanes. And Buffalo's a hockey city, a real American hockey city, the most shameful of hockey cities.
Absolutely.
There's some good Buffalo Sabre fans I've met over the years.
Absolutely. Hell, we know one that was our first sergeant for a very long time, and he's a great guy.
He's the only one on earth. He's the
only one on earth.
He's the only good one on earth. They're all trash. Pieces of garbage.
But then you got your bitter ones like the Edmonton
they've been attacking me all fucking season, and I haven't even trashed them that much.
Yep.
So, I mean, when I was throughout the season, and watching these games, my team play against them and such, I'm really convinced that New York Rangers team, man, they're going to win the cup, dude.
Yeah, it could. They can win face.
They could. They get this situation fixed with the goalie and the defense playing in front of them. More importantly, I think they'll be fine.
Defense.
Your Chicago Blackhawks look like they're going to be competing out of the West too.
Oh God, yeah. Well, I don't think that was ever in question. That's a team you don't want to play in the playoffs.
No.
It looks like they're right in the ship that they were having a little bit of problems on defense. That seemed to have gone away last night against L.A. So we'll see what happens with them. But I'm confident going into the playoffs.
I don't worry about it. I don't think even they're in a wild card spot. Big deal. I still think they're.
And Kane coming back eventually in the playoffs. That's a scary
Kane's really young, so you might see him in the early in the second round. You never know. Patrick Kane, he's back 2 weeks earlier than we expected him. Yes, that's right, Patrick Kane. What hard. Just don't give him a drive in your cab.
What was he injured with? Oh, I forgot. Was it like a leg injury or something?
Yeah, we forgot too.
I forgot too. Yeah, I think
we
it's
don't
a leg.
pay attention to details on the shot from the point.
What are we, journalists? Come on,
body injury.
you want journalism? Go to fucking Wyshynski. First class.
Take your agenda too that he's going to give you.
Yeah.
I'll just ask Jeff Huffman.
Jeff knows.
I'm thinking Jeff was wrong because now I have the thing in front of me. I'll read it in a second.
Go ahead, read it.
Okay. The one lottery winner would move up to the draft order of a maximum of 4 places, meaning only the top 5 place teams could potentially pick first in the draft, and no team in a non-playoff group could move down more than 1 place. The chances of winning the lottery were weighted towards the teams at the bottom of the regular season. Beginning in 2013, the limit of moving up a maximum of 4 places in the draft order was eliminated, so the lottery winner would automatically receive the first overall pick. Any teams above it in the draft would still move down 1 spot. That does not indicate that they are guaranteed the second spot. They're just back in the lottery, and the ping pong balls are picked. So the odds look to be 20% for the first place team, or for the worst team in the league, 20%, and then it's 13.5 for the next, and 11.5, and so on until it goes down to 1 for the last best team. Best last team.
We need an expert to
explain. We do. I'm going off Wiki.
You're going off Wiki.
That's about as good as I've got.
Fucking oxymoron.
Yeah.
All right, you heard it first.
You're an expert.
That's right.
Well, Wiki is.
Oh, Wiki. Hey, Lauren, we're going to end this because I have to do German homework.
Thanks for taking my call, man.
Anytime.
Problem,
and I really wish, and I've had this conversation with Dave offline, that we could have done more with Carolina this year, but they just didn't make the headlines, bud. And it's not one of those things.
They didn't blow us away.
They didn't grab the headlines this year, and I always thought like, oh, he's only. And I think I made a really good effort not just to talk about the Rangers, and I really I take the top of the headlines. So I mean. I apologize.
Well, did you see that Simmons goal though? That a couple weeks back.
I did see that Simmons goal. I got to be honest with you, I can't stand the guy, so I don't root for him. I don't like the guy. I think he's a big pussy. But
our play of the year, he's a pussy though.
Yeah. Take care, man. That was Lauren Darkin. I guess
Lauren Darkin
from one of the Carolinas, if not both of them.
Yeah, one of the. We don't know which.
We don't know which.
Probably North. He sounds like a Ric Flair man.
Does he?
I don't know. Woo!
You like WrestleMania?
I loved WrestleMania. And if you want to hear about how much I loved WrestleMania, go on to Dead on Dave Productions and check out my WrestleMania review.
If you're a big wrestling fan, you should check out the video that I uploaded. CM Punk on a Chicago Blackhawks Shoot the Puck. You know, I recorded that next split, and I figured out a way to do it.
Sweet.
Yes, I did. I recorded
Proud of you.
Split. Me too.
You inspire me.
In 1080p, you can check it out right away, right on your YouTube channel.
Fire up the Google box and watch it.
Let's fire it all up, everybody. Let's go. What's going on my computer, man? Oh,
I don't know.
Beats me. Let's go.
Did you ruin it? You didn't break it, did you?
Let's talk hockey right on the Hockey Sports Show channel.
Last night in the NHL.
Last night in the NHL, Tampa Bay takes the Habs 5-3 and clinch a playoff spot. Jesus Christ, you listen to this guy's name. Radim Verbita. Had a goal in his, Radim Verbita. Verbata? Radim Verbata had a goal and an assist, and Nick Bonino scored for a second straight game as the Nucks hang on to a second place in the Pacific Division. They take the Blues 4-1.
Blues are going down to Turlet.
Turlet. Back up Scott Darling. 31 saves as the Blackhawks beat the Kings 4-1. What do you think of that, Scott Darling? 31.
Love it. Hey, you know what? Darling's. It's a reason why we got rid of what's his name? Fucking
Emery.
No, not Emery. We had another guy.
This guy's better. Oh, is he?
Shit, yeah. Well, we traded him in the middle of the season because Darling could play, and he's a monster. He's 6'6".
He's a darling, backing up Corey Crawford. Hello, Frisco. This show's not trash. Yuri Hitler, Rafael Diaz, and Johnny Gaudreau bury in the second period to beat the Stars 5-3 and move 3 points up.
Johnny Hockey.
Yeah, Johnny Hockey from New Jersey. They moved 3 points up on the Kings.
Would you say they're living on a prayer for the playoff?
If I like Bon Jovi in a little bit, I might have went with that joke.
I finger banged the chick at a Bon Jovi concert once, so I love Bon Jovi.
Finger bang, fucking bang. They're 14.
I was 17.
I think that's so weird.
I might have been 18.
I hate that. Not that I'm a prude or anything, but I hate that term.
Finger bang?
Yeah, I think it's disgusting.
Finger bang, bang you all through the night.
I like smelly fingers personally.
Smell my finger.
Smell my finger. Yeah. I saw this really disgusting meme where it had a.
Please share.
You know what I'm talking about, right? It's really.
I think so.
Let's guess. Out of all our friends,
which one sent that?
Which I'm about to tell you this disgusting meme. And that's totally repulsed me. I was completely outraged and offended by it. Who out of our friends posted this meme? Guess.
Jesse.
Yeah. It had a picture of a laughing baby and somebody putting their finger in their face, and then under the title said "Smell where you come from." I'm like, oh my god. Jesse, of course, thought that was a riot.
Jesse's a sick fuck.
So disgusting. It was so disgusting. I turned the tablet so my wife didn't see it.
It's so sick. I have to share it.
Yeah, it's funny. The Oil take the Avs 4-1, and the low-life scumbags with the worst team and the worst hockey fans in all the NHL, not just the NHL, but the whole hockey world. Connor McDavid sweepstakes. They beat the Arizona Coyotes 4-1.
Yeah, they're tanking. That's why they beat the team. The only team that's competing them for the worst spot. Yeah, they're tanking.
Scumbags.
Stupid.
Hey, jerk off on Twitter. Fuck you. I'll fuck you up verbally. Yeah.
We'll take you into the ring, sir, with a good verbal thrashing. Watch us conjugate.
8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The New York Rangers are in Winnipeg. Very important game for the Peggers. I made that name up. You know that?
The Peggers?
Yeah. Jets want to soar over the Rangers tonight, 8 p.m. in Manitoba, Winnipeg. A place so cold it probably isn't inhabitable if it wasn't for the giant dome that goes all over Winnipeg that sustains life.
Yeah, and only Terry lives there.
Bumblefuck.
Bumblefuck Winnipeg.
Bumblefuck. Just past Bumblefuck, Manitoba. Just north of Bumblefuck. Manitoba.
It's like Minnesota, but not.
It's like not. Every time I see videos from Winnipeg, it's a bunch of really drunk teenagers. And I don't blame them.
What else are they supposed to fucking do? You drink and have sex. That's it.
Me.
And occasionally watch hockey.
Yeah. Yeah, that's all I do. I wouldn't even want a friend. It's too cold. 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the Florida Cats take on the Boston Bruins in the Garden. The Carolina Hurricanes, Lauren Dargan's team, they take on the Caps in Washington. Jersey Devils, they go on against the Columbus Blue Jackets, 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. The Hamburglers going to get it on. I don't know if they're starting or not. I'm just saying that. They're going on against the Detroit Red Wings.
Christ Warriors
of Steel take on the Detroit Red Wings, where they try to get back on track in their heavenly ways. Tampa Bay Lightning, 7:30, they take on Toronto. 8 o'clock, no late night game. Knuckleheads, Nashville. That's it. What do you think of that?
That's it. That's all we got.
And like I said, bitch, when this is over, if you call in, which you're not going to, all you're going to wish is that you got out of my crease. Which you never were born. A public humiliation. By me, you dumb fucking prick. Have a nice day.